यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावताम् वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। श्रीराम जय जय राम ॐ 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 जय जय राम ॐ जय राम ॐ। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। We were seeing the portion where Sunaina ji has come back after meeting Kausalya ji, and she conveys the message of Kausalya ji to Janak Maharaj. Kausalya ji had told Sunaina ji that please go and tell Janak Maharaj that if he can request to Bhagwan Rama that may Bharat Ji go with Bhagwan Rama, may Lakshman ji be sent back. That is a message you have to go and give. Sunaina ji gives this message to to our Janak Maharaj, and Janak Maharaj, listening to the glory of Bharat Ji, she also recounts what all things happened, how Bharat Ji responded. Listening to the glory of Bharat Ji, his mind goes in samadhi. That is where he gives this example. He says, my mind can work when it comes to dharma, when it comes to politics, rajaniti, and Vedanta, Brahma Vichara. But in understanding Bharat Ji's glory, this Buddhi is not coming even close. Because the love that Bharat Ji has for Bhagwan Rama is divine love, Prema Bhakti. In that Prema Bhakti, there is no entry of Buddhi. When we stop using Buddhi, we get entry into that Bhakti. The role of Buddhi is to pull us back from the world. Until what point is intellect helpful? Until the point that it has turned away from the world, there we can use a lot of rationalizing, tarka, use a lot of pratipaksha bhavana, thinking opposite of those sense objects. Whatever thinking has to be done, Buddhi only will do. But in that Prema Bhakti, Janak Maharaj says, Buddhi doesn't have much role. I mean, this is one stage even beyond devotion. Because if you connect with 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Krishna said, Mayyeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya. So there he said, Buddhi is also needed, mind is also needed. But that mind which has been turned towards the Lord, which has been very well reflected on Bhagwan's nature, the Buddhi which has thought about Bhagwan's nature, gotten conviction in it, now what remains is just to absorb in it. There is no more intellection needed. Buddhi, in fact, will become an obstacle. It is just like while going to sleep, we need a lot of thinking to pull our mind back. But if we really want to go to sleep, that thought that I want to sleep will become an obstacle. Like that, this Buddhi doesn't have entry into Prema Bhakti. What is the nature of it? We had seen the Narada Bhakti Sutra, Guna Rahitam, which is not qualified by anything. Kamana Rahitam, no desire. Why does he love God? There is no desire which is prompting him to love God. kamana rahitam, pratikshanam vardhamanam. Every moment it is growing. That is the nature of divine love. And avichinnam, without a break, there is no increase and decrease in his bhakti, and there is no gap in between. And the last one was sukshmataram anubhava rupam, that which is very subtle and which has to be experienced. That is called as Prema Bhakti. Janak Maharaj says, such is Bharat Ji's devotion, and my Buddhi is unable to fathom what kind of devotion he has. That is how he is feeling now. While Janak Maharaj and Sunaina ji, they were discussing this, whole night passes by and it is dawn. Meanwhile, Goswami ji shifted the camera to Bhagwan Rama and Vasistha Maharishi. Bhagwan comes and meets Vasistha Maharishi, and he says, all of them have been going through a lot of suffering because of this stay in this forest. I think now everybody has to go back. Then Vasistha Maharishi, with lot of love, he praises Bhagwan. He says their suffering is if they go back to Ayodhya. As long as you are there around, there is no suffering to anybody. Suffering is from your perspective, not theirs. This is his message, and he praises Bhagwan very openly. Now finally, he has come to Janak Maharaj, and he is expressing his gratitude, you say, or his reverence to Janak Maharaj, who Vasistha Maharishi is telling Janak Maharaj that you are such a great person and you are here amidst us. Now the decision what has to come, that has to come from you. This is about 291 Doha. Rama Bachana Guru Nrupani Sunaye Sila Saneha Subhaye Suhaye. Vasistha Maharishi tells whatever Bhagwan Rama has told him, that you all have to decide something and tell me what to do. Maharaja Abba Kijiye Soye. O Janak Maharaj, do that. What is that you should do? Sabakara dharma sahita hita hoyi. You have to follow dharma also. At the same time, everybody's well-being should be included in it. You know, when you look at this prasanga, one thought might come. Why are they dilly-dallying so much? One person goes to another person, that person goes to third person again comes to first person. And what are they asking? What should we tell Bhagwan Rama? What should we do? But if you think about it, they are caught up in a very subtle dilemma. It will come in the next dohas. Bharat Ji is telling Vasistha Maharishi, he is telling Janak Maharaj, you all are telling me to decide. You tell me what are the options we are left with. One option is, we tell Bhagwan to stay in the forest. He says, with what heart can we say that Bhagwan, you have to stay here? And second option is, bring him back to Ayodhya. Knowing very well that it will mean letting go of his dharma. So these are the only two options we have. Either Bhagwan is told to stay, or we bring him back along with us. So how are we going to decide which option to pick? All other options are secondary options. Bharat Ji staying there, Lakshman Ji coming back. All of that is okay, but what is the main thing we have to tell him? Either we tell him to stay or we tell him to come. Both are not appropriate. So that's why this doubt, they also have this guilt in their heart that we have come here and put Bhagwan in more difficulty. Janak Maharaj himself will say, I should not have come here. But most importantly, he knows to ask him to come back is also not right. That is why this dilemma is going on. So Vasistha Maharishi says, you are jnana nidhana. Janak Maharaj, you are abode of all knowledge. Great Rishi Munis, they come to learn from you. Previously, Goswami Ji introduced Janak Maharaj as, to whomever he speaks, ignorance in their heart is dispelled. That is the power of Janak Maharaj's words. He says he is Jnana Nidhana. At the same time, he is Sujana, has a very good personality. Suchi, very pure-hearted. Dharma Dhira Narapala, one who will always hold on to dharma. That kind of a king he is. Tuma binu asamanjasa samana ko samarata ehi kala. In this difficult time, who other than you can resolve our doubt? Now you only have to do something. You see our Janak Maharaj, what he says now. सुनि मुनि बचन जनक अनुरागे, लखि गति ज्ञान बिरागु बिरागे, शिथिल स्नेहु गुणत मन माहि, आये इहा कीन्ह भल नाही, राम ही राय कहु बन जाना, कीन्ह आप प्रिय प्रेम प्रवाना, हम अब बनते बनहि पठाई, प्रमुदित फिरब विवेक बढ़ाई, तापस मुनि महि सुर सुनि देखि, भये प्रेम बस बिकल विशेषि, समउ समुझि धरि धीरजु राजा, चले भरत पहि सहित समाजा, भरत आई आगे भई लीन्ह, अवसर सरिस सुवासन दीन्ह, तात भरत कहते रहु तिराउ, तुमहि विदित रघुबीर सुभाउ, राम सत्य व्रत धर्म रत, सब कर सीलु सनेहु, संकट सहत सकोच बस, कहिय जो आय सुदेहु, सुनितन पुलकि नयन भरि बारी, बोले भरतु धीर धरि भारी, प्रभु प्रिय पूज्य पिता सम आपु, कुल गुरु समहित मायन बापु, कौशिकादि मुनि सचिव समाजु, ज्ञान अम्बु निधि आपु नियाजु, शिशु सेवकु आयसु अनुगामी, जानि मोहि सिख देय स्वामी, एहि समाज थल भूज बराउर, मौन मलिन में बोलब बाउर, छोटे बदन कहूँ बड़ी बाता, क्षम बतात लखि बाम विधाता, आगम निगम प्रसिद्ध पुराण, सेवा धर्म कठिनु जग जान, स्वामी धर्म स्वार्थ ही विरोधु, बैरु अंध प्रेमहीन प्रबोधु, राखी राम रुख धर्म व्रतु, पराधीन मोहि जानी, सबके सम्मत सर्वहित, करिय प्रेम पहिचानि, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. I hope online also you are chanting along with us. In person are chanting, but online also I hope you are chanting. Suni Muni Bachana Janaka Anurage. Listening to the words of Vasistha Maharishi, Janak Maharaj was filled with devotion for Bhagwan Rama. What was his condition like? He had so much of jnana and so much of vairagya. That was the insignia of Janak Maharaj, knowledge and dispassion. But today, knowledge and dispassion got dispassion from Janak Maharaj. Lakhi gati jnanu viragu virage. Jnana and vairagya got vairagya. They said if we stay here right now, we will also get drowned in his love for God. That is Goswamiji's way of expressing. How was his emotion? What was his state at that point? Sitila saneha gunata manamahi. With weak body, weak limbs, he is thinking in his mind. Aye iha kena bhala nahi. I did not do the right thing by coming here. He says, what have you accomplished now? Dashrath Maharaj sent Bhagwan Rama to forest. Rama hi raya kahyo bana jana. Dashrath Maharaj said, you have to go to the forest. But although he sent, he validated his pure love by giving up his body. Keenha aapu priya prema pravana. How much he loved Bhagwan, he validated that love by giving up his physical body. That was his greatness. But he says, look at us. Hama abba banate banahi pathaye. we are here, we will send Bhagwan from one forest to another forest. Means if we tell Bhagwan to stay here, or he himself might get, like how he escaped right in the beginning after Vanavasa, all Ayodhya wasis were there. He told Sumantra ji to ride the chariot in such a way that nobody should come to know. And he escaped from that. Maybe one day he will just get up and leave to a deeper forest because all of us are here. अब हम बनते बन ही पठाई प्रमुदित फिरब विवेक बढ़ाए. Or if we return back, we are going to return with what mind? We'll be very happy that we went there and we did something and we came back. We'll be proud about our accomplishment, our viveka, that we did the right thing by going there and coming back. He said, this is all we will come back with. Unlike Dashath Maharaj, who gave up his prana to validate his love for Bhagwan. Tapasa Muni Mahisura Suna Dekhi. Now listening to this condition of Janak Maharaj and what he is saying, all Rishi Munis, Brahmanas who are there, they started feeling afraid. Our leader starts losing enthusiasm and hope. That is not good news for the whole team. Bhaye Prema Bhakti Biseshi. Everybody became anxious because of that. Samuji Dhari Dhirajo Raja. Janak Maharaj composes himself and holding on to his Viveka, he says, let us all go to Bharat Ji. He alone will decide now what has to be done. Bharata Ayi Aage Bhai Leen Hai. Bharat Ji comes and welcomes all of them. Avasara Sarisa Suasana Dine. According to each person's position, they are given different seats. Atithya he is following. Now Janak Maharaj tells Bharat Ji, O son, Tata Bharata Kahu Terahuti Rao. Terahuti means the Mithila Nagari. Janak Maharaj is called as Terahuti Raja. Tumahi Bidita Raghubira Subhav. He says, you all, or you in particular, know the nature of Bhagwan Rama. What is his nature? Rama Satyavrata. He will always hold on to his vow. Dharmarata. He will always hold on to his dharma. No matter what happens, he will not let go of his dharma. Sabakara Silu Saneha. And he is very, very well behaved. Sila means his character is very good towards everybody. Sankata Sahata Sakocha Basa Kahiye Jo Ayasu Deho. Now in this particular situation, where there is so much of difficulty, you tell me what is the thing, what is the message I have to tell Bhagwan Rama. So Vasistha Maharishi has given me this task that I have to find out some solution. Now Bharatji, you tell me what I should tell Bhagwan Rama. Now our Bharatji, he feels very small, very embarrassed that somebody like Janak Maharaj is asking him for advice, asking him what I should do. Sunitana Pulaki Nayana Bari Bhari. His body is filled with horripilations and tears in his eyes. Bole Bharatu Dhira Dhari Bhari. Bharatji with lot of composure, he is speaking now. How does he look at Janak Maharaj? He says, you are my master, Prabhu. And at the same time, you are very dear to me, Priya. You are not only dear, but you are also Pujya, respectable. Both things to be in the same person is very rare. We might have somebody as Priya, but not necessarily that person is Pujya. And somebody might be Pujya, but not necessarily that person is Priya. Bhagwan Krishna tells Arjuna, you have both these qualities in me. Means you have both these emotions in me. That is why I am giving you this teaching. You are having asakti also. Means your priyata is also in Bhagwan. And your mahatvata buddhi is also in Bhagwan. You consider Bhagwan as supreme. That is why this teaching I am giving it to you. So Bharatji is telling Janak Maharaj, you have this status in my life. You are Prabhu Tulya and you are Priya to me and also you are Pujya. Dasharat Maharaj is no more, but he says, you are like Dasharat Maharaj to me. Pita sama apu. Kulaguru samahita mayana bapu. Vasistha Maharishi is there, and there is nobody who thinks about our well-being more than Vasistha Maharishi. Just like parents think about our well-being, he says Vasistha Maharishi thinks about our well-being like them. You know this word, Purohita. Purohita, that is the main word for the one who does ritual. Generally, the word that has become popular is Pujari. Pujari, if you just split it, Ari means enemy. Puja means ritual. The one who is an enemy of ritual will become that word. So in Sanskrit, there is no word called as Pujari. If you really want a word, it will be Puja Kari. The one who does Pujanam is called as Puja Kari. There is nothing called as Pujari. But Purohita means one who tells our hitam before that situation comes. Pura hitam vakti iti Purohitam. Means all kings, they had their family priest. So what would that priest do? He says if something has to be done to ward off, some dosha or something, before that situation comes, he will tell the king, this is how this year is going to be. These are the things that you have to do. The one who thinks about our well-being ahead of time, that person is called as Purohita. This is Vasistha Maharishi is there with us, who doesn't hesitate to tell us something, and he thinks about our well-being. He is there right here. Then Vishwamitra Rishi, who was Guru of Bhagwan Rama, he is also here. And all ministers are there. Sumantra Ji is there. Everybody is here. And you yourself are here. Jnanu Ambu Nidhi Apuna Aju. The ocean of all knowledge, that is Janak Maharaj, you are also here. And I am a small child, shishu. I am a sevaka. Ayasu Anugami. I want advice, I want instructions. Jani Mohi Sika Dehiya Swami. Understanding me to be this way, the one who is willing to take your order, please tell me what I should do. Ehi samaj thala bujhava raura. Amidst this group and in this auspicious place of Bhagwan's, wherever Bhagwan is there, Chitrakoot Parvat, you are asking me such a question that is not very good. Now imagine my condition, he says. If a revered person is asking something and you don't respond, that is not considered as shishta. Shishta means it is not appropriate that if some revered person is asking and you just don't respond. But if this question I respond also, he says that will be my madness. Main bol aba baura. Here also he is pointing out to the same thing. Janak Maharaj, you tell me what are the options we have. One answer is, Bhagwan should stay here. With what heart can I say, Bhagwan, please stay in the forest, we are going back. Another option is to take Bhagwan along with us, which means letting go of dharma. If the second option was very clear to them, they would not do this much discussion. Right? Because they came to Chitrakoot to take Bhagwan back. But that also is pricking in their heart that this is not the right thing to do. Chote badana kahu badi bata. I'm a small person, I might say big things. Chama bata thalaki bama bidhata. Please forgive me. Destiny is against me right now. That it is putting me in such difficult situations. Next line is very important. Who is telling whom now? Bharat Ji is telling Janak Maharaj. Agama nigama prasiddha purana. In all scriptures, this point is very clearly mentioned. It is very popular. What is that point? Seva dharmo kathina jagujana. The dharma of a sevaka is very, very difficult. This is a Chaupai, you can look at it in the context of what is happening. Either he is telling about himself, that my role right now is a very precarious role. On one hand, I want to serve Bhagwan. On the other hand, I cannot do what I like. I would like him to come back to Ayodhya. But that is not what is good in the big picture. But in general, this chaupai is also looked at from a sadhana perspective. That seva dharma, sevaka dharma is not easy. First and foremost, whoever thinks they are a sevaka, they should be available to Savior. Whenever Savior means master. If let us say there is somebody living in Gurukula, he says, I am doing seva of my Guru. Guru says, okay, tomorrow morning there is something, early morning you have to come at 3:30. Shishya says, too early, 6:30 I cannot come. He says, okay, come little later. No, that time I have some other work. Like this, if he is never available, he says that is not sevaka. Sevaka's first quality is he is available when the Savior needs him. That's why in Hanuman Chalisa, by the way, this chaupai fits perfectly for Hanumanji. Seva dharma is not easy. In Sundarkand, we will find different instances of Hanumanji where he shows what is the quality of a true sevaka. Vidyavana guni ati chatura, Rama kaja karibeko atura. Very enthusiastic to do Bhagwan's work. Means he is available whenever Bhagwan wants him. That is the first quality of Hanumanji that we see in Sundarkand. Now, when will somebody have this quality? When will somebody be available for their Savior whenever the Savior needs? Only if they don't have their own agenda. So Hanumanji says, other than Bhagwan Rama's work, I don't have any personal thing. Whatever is your command, whatever is your ichha, he says that is my command. So that is the second quality of a sevaka, where he says whenever the master needs he is available, but at the same time he doesn't have any agenda of his own. Now Hanumanji went to Lanka, did all those things, came back. If somebody asks him, what was your motivation? What kept you going? What would Hanumanji's answer be? The only motivation was, this is Bhagwan Rama's work. Doesn't have any of his agenda. He doesn't want anything for himself. He says that is the second quality, which is the greatness of a sevaka. And at the same time, while he is working, he is always keeping in mind, I hope I am doing the right thing which will please my Guru. That's why when Hanumanji burns Lanka, he has that fear in his heart. That I did this, but Bhagwan did not ask me to do it. That he only overheard Trijata telling all the other Rakshasis, one Vanara has come and he has set the whole Lanka ablaze. That he got an inspiration and things happened in such a way that he ended up burning the whole Lanka. So when he comes back, he has this doubt that I hope Bhagwan is not upset with me. But then Bhagwan embraces him and asks him, how did you burn this whole Lanka? He says, got my conviction that this is not, Bhagwan is not upset at least. So that is the second quality, where this sevaka is not only available, but he doesn't have his own agenda. Third and the most important one is this sevaka, while he is serving, he is able to observe his own ahankara. That is also sevaka dharma, where he is striving to beautify, to work, to correct his own ahankara. That quality of watching this ahankara, you see, that is not easy. In our Sadhu Vaswaniji, he would say one thing in many of his talks. He said the beginning and end of spiritual journey, the beginning and end of spiritual journey is in reducing the ego to ashes. Beginning and end of spiritual journey is reducing ego to ashes. Means the day I feel I have to work on my own ahankara, even in vyavahara, that is the beginning of my spiritual journey. Until I feel world should change, he says I have not started the spiritual journey yet. But the day I feel problem is not outside, problem is here. Problem means sadhana perspective. That the work doesn't have to happen, the work need not happen outside, work has to start here. He said that is the beginning of spiritual journey. And what is the end of spiritual journey? To understand that this ahankara is mithya. That this is not who I am that blissful self. That is the end of spiritual journey. So he says beginning and end of spiritual journey is in burning ego to ashes. And that opportunity is this opportunity for a sevaka to start observing it. That's why if you see all four brothers in Ramayana, we don't get to hear Shatrugna ji much. Have you heard about which Rakshasa Shatrugna ji killed? What all things he did? There is only one or two Rakshasas he kills. Lavanasura is one of them, and one more Rakshasa he kills. And his name is Shatrugna. The one who has conquered all Shatrus. But his greatness is, he is serving Bharat Ji, who is serving Bhagwan. So Lakshman Ji is great because he serves Bhagwan directly. But Shatrugna Ji is even greater because he is serving the devotee of Bhagwan. So that is the quality of a sevaka, which makes that person great, being able to win over his own ahankara. And the Phalashruti is so wonderful. Swami Vivekananda writes in one place that when he met Master for the second time, first time they had that conversation, right? Have you seen God? He says, I see him more clearly than you. And he says, but who wants to see God? If somebody wants, I can show. But most want only world. Nobody wants God. That was their first interaction. Second time when he went, he says, I saw my ego and universe being swallowed in a nameless void by the Master. For the one who has surrendered, the Jagat and Pramata, the ego and Jagat, both are removed for that person. If both are removed, what remains? He says, Bhagwan only remains. Shuddha Chaitanya, that alone remains. Nothing other than that is left with that person. This is the greatness of seva. And Bharat Ji says, to think in this way is not easy. Why should I observe my ego? Because my Savior wants to take it. It doesn't do much good. That is the fragrance in his personality. What is the fragrance? Absence of ahankara. Absence of ahankara. The main sadhana over here is whatever a sevaka does, that should increase his love for God. That should increase his love for God. Otherwise, he knows many things about God, but love doesn't increase. So the example is given. We might know many things about mango. How to identify it, which is the best mango, how sweet it is. But describing that mango alone is no good until I eat it and enjoy the taste of that mango. You see, that becomes the journey of a sadhaka. He is not describing the mango, he is enjoying the mango. Not describing God, but enjoying starting to love God. Seva dharma kathina jagu jana. Goswamiji himself gives the reason also. He says, why is it difficult, seva dharma? Swami dharma swaratihi virodho. I cannot think about what my master wants, and I cannot think about what I want at the same time. Swami dharma means what master wants. Swartha means what I like. Both cannot go together. Only one will be there. Bairu andha premahina prabodhu. He says whenever there is baira, enmity, it blinds us. We don't see any good in the other person. Premahina prabodho. And if there is excessive attachment, then clarity doesn't come in thinking. Wherever there is attachment, there is no prabodha, there is no thinking. And wherever there is enmity, we see no goodness. He says, that is my condition right now. I am swaying between both these opposites. So Baira is towards Kaikeyi, and excessive attachment could be towards my own opinion right now. So I don't want to sway between both. Don't ask me the main thing. Now he is giving certain parameters based on which Janak Maharaj should decide. What are those things? Rakhi Rama Rukha Dharamu Brata. When you decide, Janak Maharaj, keep in mind these things. Bhagwan Rama's Vrata should be protected. Rakhi Rama Vrata. Dharma should be protected. Rakhi Rama Rukha. Rukha means what Bhagwan wants, that we have to pay attention to. Rukha means that. And Dharma Brata, whatever his resolve he has taken, that should be protected. Paradhina Muhi Jani. I am Paradhina. Whatever you say, I will do. Don't think I have my own separate opinion. Whatever is opinion of Rama, that is my opinion. Sabake Sammata Sarvahita. Whatever is in everybody's well-being, whatever is agreeable to everybody. Kariya Prema Pahichani. Recognizing our Prema, please do that thing. Means he says, I don't have, means he's not asking anything for himself. If you see all the parameters, whatever he has given to Janak Maharaj, he is not counted in that. This is one indicator of love. Bharatji's speech, how it was, that is praised in the next one. Bharata bachan suni dekhi subhavu, sahita samaja sarahat rao, sugama agama mrudu manju kathore, arathu amitayati akhar thore, jo mukhu mukura mukuru nijapani, gahina jai asa adbhuta bani, bhupa bharatu muni sahita samaju, ge jah bibudha kumudha dvijaraju, suni sudhi socha bikala sabaloga, manahu meena gana nava jala joga, deva prathama kula guragati dekhi, nirakhi videha saneha biseshi, Rama bhagati maya bharatu nihare, suraswarathi hari hiyahare, sabko Rama pema maya pekha, bhaye alekha socha bas lekha, Ramu saneha sakocha basa, kahasa socha suraraju, Rachahu prapancha hi pancha mile, nahita bhayau akaju, Surana sumiri sarada sarahi, Devi deva saranagata pahi, Pheri bharatamati kari nijamaya, Palu bibudha kula kari chala chaya, Bibudha binaya suni devi sayani, Boli suraswaratha jada jani, Mosana kahu bharatamati pheru, Lochana sahasana sujha sumeru, Vidhi hari hara maya badi bhari, Sona bharatamati sakai nihari, Somati mohi kahata karu bhori, Chandini karaki chanda kara chori, Bharata hrudaya siya Rama nivasu, Taha kiti mira jaha tarani prakasu, Asa kahi sarada gai vidhi loka, Bibudha bikala nisi manahu koka. सुरस्वारथी मलिन मन कीन्ह कुमंत्र कुकाटु रचि प्रपंच माया प्रबल भय भ्रमारति उचाटु सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Listening to Bharat Ji's words, Bharata bachana suni deki subhavu, looking at his nature, sahita samaja sarahata rahu. Everybody starts praising Bharat Ji. How are his words like? Goswami Ji gives a very beautiful adjective to describe his speech. It was sugama. Sugama means very simple, not too many convoluted ideas. Very straightforward, simple. But at the same time, it was agama. Agama means very deep. Whatever he spoke, it was simple yet deep, profound. Mrudu, very soft. No harsh words. And manju. Manju means beautiful. See, what all things he has said? Sugama, agama. Mrudu, manju. At the same time, it was kathora. He said, what did you just say? It was beautiful, it was sweet, it was soft. At the same time, it was very harsh. Means, whoever was there in that sabha, they couldn't fathom what all things Bharat Ji has already said. Even they were trying to understand that we asked him to take a decision. But he has in a very subtle way told us that all these revered people are here. And this decision is something that we cannot easily make. Those two options which are there, they are not very straightforward options. In both of them, we don't have the heart to tell Bhagwan, this is what you should do. That is his katorta. Means he said, don't bring this decision to me. I've already told you twice. Third time again you have brought it. Please don't put it on my shoulders. Aratu amita ati akara thore. Very few words he spoke, but the depth of it was great. Many Mahatmas, when they speak, this is the nature of their speech. Aratu amita ati akara thore. Very few words, but the elaboration of that you can do for several days. There was one Mahatma Ji, her name was Anandamayima. Gurudev used to revere her, and she came to our Sandipani ashram also. I was reading that anecdote. Gurudev, it is said, he sat as a child at her feet and requested her to address all the people who are there. And his statement was, what I communicate through words, that she communicates through silence. What I communicate through words, that she communicates in silence. And after requesting several times, Anandamayima, it is said, she said only one statement. Sirf hari katha hi katha, baki sab vyatha. Sirf hari katha hi katha, baki sab vyatha. Means you take any topic of this world, you can discuss a little bit about it, but it is not going to solve us good. It is not going to bring us good in the long term. How much will you discuss, worldly topics? Little bit you can discuss, but it will not solve anything for us, bring anything good. But just that small statement, you can reflect on it so many ways. Sirf hari katha hi katha, baki sab vyatha. So Mahatmas, when they speak, that is like this. Aratu amita ati akara thore. Meaning is very profound, but the words used are very few. This is called a sutra. Sutra shaili means you use very few words, terse words, but you can write big commentaries on that. What is that thing that they have captured in that short phrase? Now he gives an example. How was Bharat Ji's speech? He says, if you have a mirror in your hand and you're holding that mirror and seeing your face in that mirror. Although the mirror is in your hand, face is seen so clearly. If you try to hold the reflection, try to reach out to the reflection and hold that face, how it doesn't come in our hand, like that Bharatji's speech was not coming in their mind. And they were unable to fathom what all things Bharatji had said. Jo muku mukura, mukura nija pani. You are holding the mirror in your hand and seeing the face. Gahina jai asa adbhuta bani. And still you cannot hold that reflection. Like that they were unable to fathom Bharatji's speech. How deep it was, what all things he has spoken. Now whenever they are in this difficulty, nobody is saying anything. All of them go to next destination. So all of them together go to Bhagwan Rama now. Bhupa Bharatu Muni Sahita Samaju Ge Jaha Bibuda Kumuda Dvijaraju. Bhagwan Rama, who is like the moon, who makes the lilies and the lotuses blossom. Like that Bhagwan Rama makes Devatas' heart blossom. To that Bhagwan Rama, all of them went. Suni Sudi Socha Bikala Sabalaga. Everybody is anxious now that what is happening? Nobody is able to decide. Nobody is able to say anything. How was their anxiousness like? Just like the fish gets anxious when the first rain comes. It is at the temperature of the first rain is little warm than the regular temperature of water. The first rain is little warm. And also there is a lot of scum that comes along with the first rain. So fish, if it eats that scum, it gets intoxicated. That anxiousness which that fish has, he says like that all Ayodhya wasis were feeling anxious looking at the condition there. Now our Devatas, they are also seeing different people. Whom do they see now? First they see Vasistha Maharishi. How much love he has for Bhagwan Rama and how he has become speechless. Cannot decide what is right. Then they see Videhara Janak Maharaj, who is known to be a Brahmajnani. He has become speechless. So much love for Bhagwan, cannot decide what should be done. Then they see Bharat Ji, who has so much of devotion for Bhagwan Rama. He is standing in front. But what is the thought in mind of Devatas? Sura Swarati Hahari Hiya Hore. Hahari Hiya Hare. All Devatas, they are thinking about their well-being. Swarati means what will happen to us. Bhagwan Rama has taken avatar. So many things are pending in front. Hahari means they are afraid now. If the plan changes at this point, it is not good. Hiya Hare means they have given up all hope. They feel until now it was good, but no guarantee. Plan will go according to how we want in the future. Sabako Rama Pemamaya Pekha Bhaye Alekha Socha Basa Lekha. All these Devatas, looking at the love that was there, they started worrying and thinking what we should do now. Indra Bhagwan gives a command. He says, Ramu Saneha Sakocha Basa Kaha Sasocha Suraraju. He says, all Devatas, listen to me. Rachahu Prapanchahi Panchamili. All of you get together and create some Maya. Prapancha means create some Maya by which these minds will start changing now. Nahita Bhayau Akaju. If you don't do this, great catastrophe will happen and we won't be able to accomplish what we want to accomplish. We have done it before, he says. We called Saraswati Ji, right? Before to change Manthara's mind. He says, same thing we have to do now. Call Saraswati Ji. Surana Sumiri Sarada Sarahi. All of them pray to Goddess Sharada, Saraswati Ji. Devi Deva Saranagata Pahi. All of us are surrendered unto you, they say. Sharada Devi says, I know the manobhava of every sadhaka. He says, your Sharanagati is not Shadvida Sharanagati. You have seen that, right? Anukulyasya sankalpaha, pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshishyati iti vishwasaha, goptrutva varnam tatha, atmanikshepa karpanyi, Shadvida Sharanagati. 6 limbs of Sharanagati. She says, Devatas, your Sharanagati is not that one. You want something done for your sake, that is why you have come. Peri Bharata mati kari nija maya, palu bibuda, kula kari chala chaya. Devatas very openly are telling her, please go and twist Bharatji's mind. If you have to take support of deceit, please feel free to take it. Chala chaya means deceit. If you want to take support of that, don't hesitate. It's all good only. Bibuda binaya suni deva sayani. Listening to the plea of all the devatas, Saraswati Mata she says, Boli sura swaratha jada jani. She says right now they are thinking only about themselves and their mind is clouded right now. They are unable to think clearly. Mosana kahau Bharata mati pheru. You are telling me to twist Bharatji's mind. Oh Bhagwan Indra. It's a very kathora tippani. Huh? She says, you have 1,000 eyes, but even with one you are unable to see clearly. Lochana sahasana suja sumeru. Sumeru mountain is in front, but with 1,000 eyes you cannot see it. Just like for Ravana they say, right? He had 10 heads, but not even one was according to dharma. Like that, Indra Bhagwan, you have 1,000 eyes, but it is not showing you what is the right thing. Bidhi hari hara maya badi bhari. The maya power of Bhagwan as Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. It's very powerful. Brahmaji, Vishnu Bhagwan and Shiva Bhagwan's maya in 3 gunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. It is very powerful. But Sona Bharatamati Sakai Nihari. That maya is not powerful enough to come close to devotee of God. Now what is the nature of that maya? It will come in that doha. How this maya works. But Saraswati ji says, one who is devoted to Bhagwan, they will not be touched with this maya. In particular, the Rajoguna and Tamoguna aspect. Rajoguna and Tamoguna can create lot of havoc. Sattva-guna is the good part of maya which will release us from bondage. Somati mohi kahata karu bhori. You are telling me twist Bharatji's mind and all these things. She says it is like asking moonlight to steal the sun. Moonlight is going and trying to steal the sun. Like that is your request, asking me to twist Bharatji's mind. Bharata hrudaya siya Rama nivasu. She says if you look in Bharatji's heart, you will not find world there. You will find Bhagwan Rama and Sita ji. If such a person is there, taha ki timira jaha tarani prakasu. Where there is sun in the form of devotion to Bhagwan, darkness cannot enter. Means you will not get fascinated by world, will not start thinking erroneously. So I cannot twist Bharatji's mind. He is well protected by Bhagwan. This is what we were discussing about kavachas. When we chant those stotram with devotion. Narayana kavacha, Shiva kavacha, Rama raksha kavacha. Where is that kavacha forming? One kavacha is for physical body. That's why you'll see all body parts. The prayer is, may Bhagwan protect it. But second kavacha is for the mind. That mind which keeps getting hit by world is now protected with that kavacha of Bhagwan. That is what Saraswati is pointing out. She says Bharatji's mind is protected by the Lord. I have no access to change his mind. Asa kahi sarada gai vidhi loka. Thinking it or giving this advice to all the devatas, she goes back to Brahmaji's world, Saraswati ji. Bibuda bikala nisi manahu koka. And all devatas, they are left like chakwa bird. So anxious, not knowing what to do. Now this next doha is important. All devatas, what they decide is, Saraswati ji could not do our work. Now we have to do this work for ourselves. What is that work? They say we cannot touch Bharatji's mind. If Saraswati ji could not touch, what can we do? But others who are there, their mind is still raw. If we can do something to their mind, then maybe plan will change. All of them will decide to go back and our work will be accomplished. Suraswarati Malinamana Kinha Kumantra Kukata. They hatch a plan, all devatas. What is that plan? Rachi Prapancha Maya Prabala. They spread their Maya on all the people who are there. And suddenly what do they start feeling? They start feeling fear. They start feeling bhaya, start getting deluded, brahma. Did we do the right thing by coming here? So nicely, we were staying in our homes. Arati. Arati means enmity amongst people. They had come together as a group. All of them had stayed there, come together, but suddenly they started feeling enmity towards each other. And last one is Uchchatana. Uchchatana means agitation of the mind. Now imagine, all of them are there in Chitrakoot with Bhagwan there right in front. But if that bhakti is not fully ripened, that even that sadhaka might come in the sway of Maya. Now this is only to show how obstacles can come in the spiritual path. This we should not feel it happens only to Ayodhya vasis. It is said the Maya, the way it catches is through these four things. That's why when we say Shanti, Shanti, Shanti in all Shanti mantras, what are those three Shantis for? One meaning is, the first Shanti is for Adidaivika, supernatural forces which we don't have control over. Second is Adibhautika, those forces which are known to us, which might disturb. Third one is Adhyatmika, means our own mind can put obstacles in our spiritual journey. Our study will stop, sadhana will stop, devotion to Bhagwan will stop. Now what are those things which can slow us down? These four things of Maya. Either it is fear or it is Brahma. Start getting deluded about why I am here. So suddenly those Ayodhya vasis, they start feeling, did we make a mistake by coming here? And third one is Arati. Some kind of enmity will develop. And the last one is mind will become agitated. Uchchatana, that is how that Maya was spread. Now Indra Bhagwan, he played this trick. Goswamiji says, let us leave them there for now. All Ayodhya vasis, what happened to them? But this group, Bharatji's group, the unaffected group, they went to Bhagwan Rama. Janak Maharaj, Vasistha Maharishi, all of them were unaffected. They went to Bhagwan Rama. Now Vasistha Maharishi, he speaks to Bhagwan and he says what Janak Maharaj said to Bharatji and what all things Bharatji said. And finally says, you have to tell us what we should do. Bhagwan Rama, he says, I will do whatever you say. Tata Rama jasa ayasu dehu, so sabu kare mora mata ehu. Vasistha Maharishi said, you tell us what we should do. Bhagwan Rama says, Suni Raghunatha jhore juga pani. With his hands folded, Bole satya sarala mrudu bani. Bhagwan speaks very softly and he says, Vidyamana apuni mithilesu mora kahaba saba bhati bhadesu. With Vasistha Maharishi and Janak Maharaj being there in front of me, I am nobody to say what you all should do. Raura raya rajayesu hoyi. Whatever you think is right and whatever Janak Maharaj thinks is right. Raura sapata sahi sira soyi. Now this statement was very frightening to Devatas. Bhagwan Rama says, I swear in your name that whatever you say, that is precisely what I am going to do. Rama sapata suni muni janaku sakuche sabha sameta. All of them feel very hesitant now listening to this sapata of Bhagwan Rama. Sakala bilokata Bharata mukha banayina utaru deta. Everybody turns to Bharatji. He says, we cannot say anything right now. You alone have to say. Now the chaupais that are going to come after this, that is Bharatji's praise of Bhagwan Rama. A very beautiful chaupai is how Bharatji looks at Bhagwan. He has said it so many times, but it is all compiled in one place. And Goswami Tulsidashi, as we all know, has many compositions. One composition is called as Vinaya Patrika. Means he is writing letters to God, writing letters to Bhagwan Rama with lot of humility. And Bhagwan, this is what I want. The mind of Goswami Tulsidashi, when he is writing Vinaya Patrika, aligns very closely with Bharatji's mind. So in a way, it wouldn't be wrong to say the seed of Vinaya Patrika you will find in these chaupais of how Bharatji is looking at Bhagwan Rama, how he sees Bhagwan. That we will see not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. Okay, next Wednesday we have Bhagwan Rama himself coming, Rama Navami. So I encourage all of you to come. Sundarakanda Parayanam. 5:30 we will start entire Sundarakanda, and then we will have our puja. So it will be quite late by the time we conclude also. Aganita Gunagana Bhushana Rama, Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama, Ayodhya Vasi Sita Rama, Apad Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama, Dasharatha Nandana Shri Rama, Dashamukha Mardana Jaya Jaya Rama, Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama, Kamita Phalada Jaya Jaya Rama, Papa Vimochana Shri Rama, Pathabhi Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Janaki Vallabha Sita Rama, Jaya Raghu Rama Jaya Sita Rama, Vanara Sevita Shri Rama, Varidhi Bandhana Jaya Jaya Rama, Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama, Patita Pavana Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Syavara Ramachandra ki jai, Satgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Jignesh bhai, you have your hand up. Anything to announce? Okay, must be by mistake. I see his hand up. I thought he has something to say. All right. Hari Om, everyone. See you all in 2 weeks. Hari Om.